All right, here we are, live from Mexico City. Let's see if anybody pops on here. I don't know if I'm just talking to myself. I am right now. We'll see if I'm talking to myself for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. Who knows? I threw out I didn't give much notice. I threw out shared a little link on Instagram like 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago, something like that. We'll see if anybody pops on. Live from Mexico City, Ciudad de Mexico. Okay. Nobody yet. There we go. Not the best lighting here. Get that shadow. Hey, I think we've got somebody in there. Throw a comment in the chat. Tell me where you're from. Are you from Mexico? Are you from Canada? Are you from the United States or somewhere else in the world? Note. Oh, and they're gone. Hola, Mexico. Let's see. Come on. If nobody pops on here, then I'll have to just end the stream and delete this from my channel because that's not a good look. I did one live stream before a few months ago, and yeah, it went pretty well. Had a nice sort of group of people kind of coming and going for almost 2 hours. I mean, as the title says, full of tacos and beer. If I don't get too many people in here, I'll probably just have to go eat more tacos and drink more beer. Hey, how's it going? Where are you from? Where are you at? Are you in Mexico? Are you in Canada, US, UK, or anywhere else? Pop a comment in the comment section. Pop a comment in the chats. Pop a chat in the chat or a chat in the comment section. And ask me a question. We're talking Mexico, we're talking tacos, we're talking beers, we're talking earthquakes, we're talking travel in general, we're talking anything else, basically. I mean, I won't go as far as to say that, no topic is off limits, but, we'll keep it interesting. I see one of you out there. Come on, tell me where you're from. Don't be shy. You know where I'm from. Well, you know where I'm at. Obviously, I'm in Mexico City. And I'm from, if I don't know you, maybe I know you. Maybe you're just lurking, hiding in there, but I actually know you. And if I don't know you, well, I'm from Canada. My channel name used to be Maniac Canadian, but I've changed it now because I'm going global. Maniac is going global, so it's Maniac's World now. It's kind of signified by the t-shirt. It's like an airplane. So can you see the bottom of the t-shirt? T-shirt basically says, believe in your dreams. Travel, airplane. That's what I'm doing. Oh, we got somebody else in the chat. Are you a lurker that I know and you're just going to be shy and kind of hide there? Or are you somebody new that I don't know? Either way, pop a comment in the chats. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you're at. Or you can just kind of lay low. Listen to me ramble. Again, like the title says, we're talking tacos, beer, Mexico, earthquakes, travel, cool t-shirts, cool beards. Suggest a topic. I can do that too. try to be flexible, try to be adaptable. Anyways, yeah, so I'm in Mexico City, clearly, as the title says, and just thought I'd pop on here and say hello. I released a video up on YouTube just yesterday about my experience in the earthquake that happened here just recently in Mexico City. So, definitely, well, not right now during the chat, but definitely afterwards, go take a look at that video if you haven't already. It's got some good footage, and it really kind of lays out the vibe of sort of what was happening that night, at least from my perspective, from my view. Where are you from? Ask me a question. Don't be shy. We got a third one in there. Right on, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me where you're at. Do I know you? Are you hiding? Do I not know you? Are you shy? Hablo inglés. Yo hablo español un poco. So I don't speak a lot of Spanish. So if you're from Mexico and speak Spanish, hey, there's Jason the Mason. Right on. How's it going, man? Good to see you. I see the wave. How's it going in Hamilton? No earthquakes up in Hamilton, I bet. Yeah, thanks, Jason the Mason. I'm glad I'm safe too, because if I don't know if you saw the whole video, if you watched the whole thing, I was definitely worried for a bit because it was pretty serious as far as what I felt in that building. Thanks for watching the video. Fitzy82, do I know you, Fitzy? I think I might know you, Fitzy. But I could be wrong. It could be another Fitz. Pouring rain here, but no hurricane in Hamilton. Okay, good. Okay, I definitely do. Okay, I know who you are, Fitzy. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah. As the title says, I'm stuffed full of tacos and beer just earlier, so I just thought I'd pop on here and talk about a little bit of what's going on in Mexico. The earthquake that happened a few days ago. I was here. I just put a video up on YouTube about that yesterday. It was pretty intense. I've never experienced anything like that. We got Jason from Hamilton. We got Fitz. Well, I know where Fitz is from, but I'll keep that on the DL. That's his call. And Hamilton, no earthquake, no hurricane, but pouring rain. West Coast, where I'm from, West Coast, Canada, probably raining. Yeah, Jason, Canada. Should I sing the anthem? No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, Fitz. Yeah, I'm good. I tell you, that night I didn't sleep. I don't know if I slept 2 hours that night, and even the next night I probably didn't sleep more than 2 hours because I just had this anxious feeling of is this building still good? Am I gonna wake up the next morning? But anyways, it's all good. Apparently, although it was quite a big earthquake, it was centered in Acapulco, west coast of Mexico, but Mexico City feels the earthquake quite pretty hugely because the whole city is built on soft ground. If you're familiar with Richmond, British Columbia on the west coast of Canada, Richmond and Delta is kind of built on silty soft ground. So a big earthquake would definitely cause that to rumble a lot. So even though the earthquake here was 230 miles or whatever that is in kilometers, 10,000 kilometers from Mexico City felt it big time. And the area that I was at is built on even softer ground. So the buildings were just swaying like crazy. And I was on the top floor of what seemed like a rickety old building. Was there a building collapse near you? Okay, so in the video, I was talking to the security guard outside, and he said something about, he thought he heard that there was a building had collapsed or something. It turns out, from my understanding, from what I've heard, that a building did not actually collapse, but what was happening was in the area, the neighborhood where I was, there was lots of explosions, electrical explosions, like power lines or junction boxes or whatever you call them. So there was lots of electrical explosions. So he was hearing that, and rumors kind of go. And he said he thought a building might have fallen down in that area. Fortunately, it sounds like it wasn't a building that fell, so that's good. But there was tons of electrical explosions, like the blue lights. You can see a little clip in the video that I put up yesterday, and I could definitely understand. Like, they sound like bombs going off, basically. But from my understanding, in Mexico City, although it really rock and rolled, minimal to no damage or injuries that I'm aware of. I know in Acapulco, one person did die, unfortunately, and there's a little more damage there. But yes, thumbs up, Jason the Mason. If your name was Mason, would you be Mason the Mason or Mason the Jason? So Fitz, so the building that I was in, I won't say there's no damage, but I could tell that building had previous earthquakes, actually, because on not where I am right now, I'm in a different location now, but the building I was in, it was an Airbnb. Mason the Jason, that's right. It was an Airbnb, and I could tell it had previous earthquakes because two different walls had a big, say this was one of the walls, it had a big segment that went down like this of patchwork, like a big thick stream of patched paint. And then on another wall, a big sort of diagonal section of patch, which means clearly that it had cracked before and they patched it up. So what I noticed the day after the earthquake was one of the sections where there's a big patchwork following the same line of that previous patchwork repair. It cracked. Like, I think it's just the repair, like the movement of the building just cracked the repair itself, not the actual structure. But there was a hairline crack following the whole previous repair work. And in the stairwells, there were just bits of plaster, small, not big, not major, but there were definitely bits of plaster that had fallen down into the stairwells that I noticed as I was going down 9 stories of stairs. But they got on it really quick because the next day it was all swept up, and I smelled fresh paint. So it makes me wonder how many earthquakes that building has gone through, which I don't know. You kind of wonder, okay, it's built of concrete. I don't know how old it is, but obviously it's a fairly old building, I believe. How many times can concrete do this and then do it again and then again? Like, how many times can it do that before the next time causes it to crumble? Like, I don't really know the answer to that. And not something I want to find out, that's for sure. Boom. So that was the long answer to your question there, Fitz. Mason the Jason. Yeah, Mason the Jason would be better than Mason the Mason, because you got to have some, it flows better to have different words, different names there. Yeah, that's what I thought too, Fitz. Literally the next day, and maybe I came back, I went out and came back in the afternoon, and I went to take more pictures of all the fallen plaster. It was all gone. Fresh paint. I guess if they clean it up quickly, that helps. Maybe, if you don't see the evidence of it, it helps maybe whatever, sort of calm the fear of what just happened or something like that. Although I think depends on the builder. True, totally. If you have a builder that's named Jason the Mason, if Jason is a Mason, then I'm thinking it's going to be pretty solid. That being said, I don't know what the building codes are like in Mexico. especially older buildings. People have said things about safety standards in different countries, et cetera, et cetera. That was kind of all in my mind. And I stayed there for that night and 2 more nights to be. Yes, you'd think you'd want someone inspecting it. So the host of the Airbnb, the next day, I think, or she contacted me that night, but then the next day, she actually said that the building had been inspected before and that it was given the all clear. Now that obviously means it was inspected after some previous earthquake, so I don't know what that means for now. I mean, it's still standing. To be honest, would I stay in that same one again? Probably not. Actually, if it wasn't for that, it's a great spot. It's a great place, a great little pad, perfect location. Oh, Jason the Mason, I thought you were going to say pipe and not stone, but then you'd be Jason the plumber, of course. Yeah, it was a perfect location at Airbnb. It was a great spot. It had super fast internet, which was awesome. But just, because of what I went through there, I don't think that I would stay in that one again. But, who's to say? So Jason the Mason can also double as Jason the plumber, laying stone, laying pipe. Can you do that at the same time? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But yeah, I guess Mexico City is pretty prone to earthquakes. I knew that before. But, come on, like, what are the chances it's going to happen on basically the second night of my arrival here? Like, what are the chances? Obviously pretty small, but lucky me. Yay. So apparently it was a 7.1 on the Richter scale, which is pretty freaking big. They say that if it gets to a 8, then like buildings are going down, basically. So, and also when you go from a 7 to an 8, it's not just like a 1/7 more. Like, I don't know how it works, but I think it goes like tenfold. Like, don't quote me on this, but I think an 8 is 10 times stronger than a 7, and a 7 is 10 times stronger than a 6, etc. Yeah, started the trip off with a bang. Yeah, a shake, a rock and roll. True enough. But, after that, just kind of got to move on and carry on with what I'm doing here, making more videos. So I'm going to be here for a little while longer. And I'm still filming some stuff and filming more stuff. And then I'll be throwing stuff up on the channel. Kind of, spreading it out a bit. I don't want to dump it all out really fast, so I'm going to spread it out a bit. So yeah, I'll be here for a little while longer. I'll probably so I'm not going to put all my videos out like while I'm here, just because I want to spread out the videos a little bit longer. So yeah, I'll be back home and then still finishing editing videos and whatnot. Let's see. Couldn't imagine. Yeah, you don't want to, Jason the Mason. That was no fun. Loved the Rambo vlog. Yeah, thanks, Mason to Jason. Yeah, I had fun with that Rambo vlog, actually. That was a fun one. I've always been a fan of the Rambo movies. And like I said in that video, I literally have somewhere, I still have it, that Rambo knife, like mail order from a magazine, I think, or TV, I don't know, but it came in the mail, so we'll call it mail order. I had and have that Rambo knife with the survival kit in the handle and the compass. I still have that somewhere. Yeah, that was a fun one to do. That was fun. Oh, I finally got one thumbs up. Hey, the 3 of you in there, I have 1 thumbs up. That means I need 2 more of you to hit the thumbs up. Okay, I'm not going to beg. Hit it or not, it's all good. Altitude. Yes. Mostly just in the first few days. And where I noticed it the most is the day after the earthquake. Oh, I see another thumbs up there. Awesome. Thanks, Mason, the Jason. I'm just going to interchangeably call you Jason the Mason or Mason the Jason, or maybe the Mason Jason or Mason the Mason Jason the. I don't know. Where was I? I forgot the question. Okay, altitude. So the day after the earthquake, when I was out for a while for the day, and when I came back to the building I was in, I was like, I don't want to take the elevator. I'm just going to take the stairs. And it's not that high. It's the 9th floor of a 9th floor building, which is why it's freaking swayed so much. But I thought, I'm going to take the stairs up. Now, on earthquake day, taking the stairs down, well, that was easy. But when I took those 9 stories up the stairs, I'm like, why is this so hard? This shouldn't be that tough. Like, why am I, I'm feeling like I'm gassing out. But I'm going to chalk that up to the altitude, not my crappy cardio. So I'm going to say it was totally the altitude. I mean, it had to be some of the altitude. At least 50% altitude, 50% I've slacked off on cardio. The thing is, when you're traveling, fitness regime just goes down the tubes. Oh, thanks, Jason. Your fitness routine goes down the toilet when you're traveling because well, number one, you're not really exercising and you're eating a lot. So if you're in a different country, you want to try all this different foods. So you're eating, drinking, whether not necessarily alcohol, but just all the different things. And you're not really exercising much. Maybe you're walking. You might walk a lot. Definitely some trips I walk tons, and other trips maybe not as much. I have not walked as much on this trip than I did for example, when I was in Tokyo. When I was in Tokyo, I walked 15, 20 kilometers a day. It was insane. And I lost weight because I was walking 15, 10, 20 kilometers a day. I was just eating sushi and rice and noodles. I mean, it's great food, but here in this trip, I've walked quite a bit on some of the days, but overall not walking as much. So yeah, definitely fitness routine goes to heck because you're eating a lot and not exercising a lot of the time when you're traveling. I mean, if you're real dedicated, if you make sure to get, pre-plan a hotel with a good gym and then, get up each morning. But the thing is, when I'm traveling, number one, it takes me some time to get used to the time change. Hey, JB Vlog. Hey, nice to see you, JB Vlog. I feel like I just waved at someone, sort of, I guess I did. Yeah, unless you really plan out to kind of hit the gym while you're traveling in a hotel or something a lot, it just doesn't happen because it takes a few days to get used to time changes. I mean, in Mexico, there's not really much time change from where I'm at, but either way, and maybe you're tired from traveling, so you're not really, first couple of days, you're not popping up early in the morning to go to the gym. And then you want to go out, the time you have, you want to go out and do things in the new country and explore because you have a limited amount of time. So there you go. There you have it. Oh, thanks, Fitz, for waving. JB Vlog, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, JB Vlog, this is only my second live stream, actually. So if this is the first time you see me on a live, then at least you're 50%. You've seen 1 out of 2, so that's pretty good. It's not quite like that Meatloaf song, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I'll have to wait till I get to my 3rd live stream. That was an old music reference. Meatloaf, yeah, maybe over some people's head. I don't know. He was before my time. Don't get me wrong. Meatloaf was still before my time. I think I know of him through my parents, okay? Not that old. despite some gray going on here. Damn it. And here, right here. Oh. Yeah, JB Vlog, I'm good. You kind of missed the beginning, I guess, but I was just talking about how I just put a video up on my YouTube channel yesterday about the earthquake, because I'm in Mexico City and I went through the earthquake the other day. So check that out if you want to see and hear some of the stuff that went about. That's confidential, Jason. Highly confidential. We can talk off stream about that. All right, I'm talking a lot. Just gotta pop a little bit of water. Thanks, Fitz. Very, very distinguished. Very distinguished. In Spanish, yes, in Spanish, un distinguido caballero. It's a distinguished gentleman. Oh, no worries, Jason Mason. I'm just half joking. It's all good, man. I'm just joking around. JB, when's your next live stream? I know you do a lot of live streams, JB Vlog. I try to catch some of them when I can. I've popped into several of them actually, but I think you do them quite a lot. So it's hard to always have the right timing to hop onto those. Oh, we got 4 people out there now and 3 thumbs up. We need 1 more thumbs up from one of you, if that's how that works. I don't know. I'm kind of new to this thing. Yeah, no, I hear you, Jason. It's kind of a struggle because, at first it was the same thing. Like, at first you don't know, like, oh, how much should I blurt out all my personal information and that kind of thing. But like right now, my channel's small, and I don't have too many people watching, but so you kind of feel tempted to like, oh yeah, just tell everybody everything. But who knows? I might say something that I regret later. Well, that's highly likely. So JB Vlog, you're doing 1 a day. Like you're doing 1 live stream a day, JB? Wow. You're like a live stream champion. That's awesome. Fitzy, you got anything in the pipeline, travel wise or vacation wise or anything? I'm doing a lot of this. I don't know what it is. It's like I'm part Italian, so hand gestures, it just comes naturally, I guess. Or I'm just sitting here at the computer and I don't know what to do with my hands. I could type. Okay, JB, so you're gonna stick to 1 live stream a day? All right. Cool. I'll definitely try to pop on when I see them. My live streams, since this is only the second one I've ever done, are pretty sporadic. I actually went live on Instagram the night of the earthquake. I'd never done a live on Instagram. But I was outside of the building where all the people gathered around that you can see in some of the video from that from the video that I put up. But I actually went live on Instagram for like 15 or 20 minutes, kind of walking around, showing people what was going on. That was kind of interesting. We got 5 people in the house. If you just joined, pop on the comments, say hello, tell me who you are, where you're from. You don't have to get too personal if you don't want to, of course. You could just lurk. Okay, JB, have a good run. I know JB Vlog is an awesome runner, trail runner, everything runner. Yeah, she rocks. She probably goes through a lot of shoes, but all right, have a good run, JB. Thanks for coming on. Fitzy, UK in the spring, summer. Yeah, man, I'd like to go. I think you've been there before, though, haven't you? I've actually never been to the UK. Never, ever been there, but I'd like to go. I'd go. Have you been there before? Yeah. What about you, Jason, the Mason? You had that awesome trip to Canada's Wonderland. the other day. I made that comment about kind of the Canadian version of the Griswolds going to Wally World. And if anybody's wondering how many, oh, it was busy AF. Okay. Yeah. I think I wonder if it was Canada's Wonderland was so busy just because, again, people are finally starting to do stuff more. So it's kind of like anything that people can do. It's like people are just jumping on it, and staying busy and trying to do things for sure. Yeah, Fitzy, Wonderland. Okay, you were in the UK a few years ago. 3 weeks. Yeah, it's crazy. Even you think 3 weeks, you think 3 weeks, you think like, oh, that's a lot of time. That's a long time to travel and experience different countries or whatever. But you're totally right. It's a whirlwind. When you're in the middle of that travel and moving around, those, from place to place or activity to activity or whatever you're doing, those 3 weeks go by fast. It goes by faster than you think. You think, oh, okay, we got 3 weeks and like 2 more weeks. Next thing you know, we're on our last 4 days, 2 days left, our last night, and then you're on your way back home. So I understand that. When I went to Thailand the first time I went to Thailand, I was there for, yeah, right on, Jason. I was in Thailand for 4 weeks. 4 weeks, my first trip there, a month basically. And like I went all around the country. And when the 4 weeks was up, I guess it really depends on what the experience you're having. Like some places or some people, it depends on some places, you might be ready to go home. You might be like, that's enough. All right, it was good. I'm ready to go home. But on that trip to Thailand, 4 weeks came and I was like, I could easily do another 2 weeks. Like I could have easily stayed for 2 more weeks. And, no problem. Like it was a shame to have to leave and, well, I mean, you got to go back to reality, go back to work, etc., which I'll have to do after this. But yes, so that was, again, the long ramble on the whirlwind of how fast vacations can go. Is anybody else out there? We've got a couple. We've got Fitzy and Jason, the Mason, in the chat, and we got 2 lurkers just sitting there kind of like seeing what's with this dude and his beard and his awesome shirt. This shirt is actually a shirt I bought off actually another YouTuber that I know, and he's a really good guy, and he is a good inspiration for traveling, and I really thought this was a cool shirt, so I bought this shirt and been wearing it not the whole time, but for some of the trip here. Fitzy, I was the same. We only had 5 days in London, barely saw anything. Yeah. So I've never been to London, but 5 days, I mean, it sounds like you could plan out an itinerary. Okay, we can do this. We can do like 3 things on this day. We can see 4 things on this day, 2 things on this day, 5 things on this day. And you think, oh, okay, we can fit 20 things in those 5 days. But then reality hits, and either number one, you try to do all of that, and you're just running around in a panic, trying to squeeze everything in, and you don't even get a chance to enjoy it so much because it's more about just meeting the schedule. Okay, we got to move to the next thing. We got to go to the next thing. So that's one way to do it. Or you just don't fit as many things in those 5 days and maybe enjoy the individual things that you do. But then obviously there's still so much more to see. And that's where the 5 days, is definitely a hindrance. But better that than not. So I mean, you've seen it for 5 days. I've never seen it. Yeah, Jason, that's exactly. It's true. And people have different travel styles. people have different travel styles. Some people will do up an itinerary and they're just going to cram in as many things into the days that they have as possible. And just so they can tick every box that they just did so many things, tick, 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 tick. But, that's some people's travel styles. Other people are more like, okay, I want to do a little more quality and less quantity and just take the time to really take in some of the things that I'm going to go see or whatever, or take some time to I like to get the lay of the land. The first couple of days, I like to get the lay of the land of where I'm at, kind of orientate myself to where I'm at, where things are. If I have enough time, then I like to kind of get a little bit of a local feel and not just popping around to all the tourist spots. How's the beer? Beer is good. It's, I've had just some of the classic Mexican beer like Dos Equis and Modelo and stuff like that. But beer is good. Tequila is good. A mezcal is, I don't know if I could say it's good. Actually, it'll be in a video that will come up later. A guy gave me a free sample of mezcal. It wasn't just off some guy off the street. Don't worry, because who knows what that would be. If I took a sample of mezcal off a guy off the street, I could end up either waking up the next day missing a kidney, or get turned into like an express kidnapping, where I wake up and they're like, trying to get my PIN number out of me or something like that. So I wouldn't want to take a sample of mezcal from some random dude off the street in Mexico. So yes, yeah, it's right. Jason the Mason, GHB. Yeah. You know what? The thing is, though, if that was the case, I'd rather lose a kidney than any of the other possibilities that could go down with that, I suppose. Fitz, you have an excuse to go back. So that's true. Totally true. That's why I kind of prefer the style of maybe not doing as many things, but just a little more focused on certain things and try to get them as much out of them as I can. And then I can come back, maybe not right away, but there's other places to see. But I went back to Thailand again a second time for 3 weeks, the second time. I want to go back to Thailand again soon, of course, whenever that can open up. Actually, I want to go to Vietnam. Man, I don't know when Vietnam will open up. Who knows? But yeah, you got an excuse to go back. So see some of the things that you didn't get to see, even if it's only 5 days again, or maybe you spend more time next time, or. Mm-hmm. All right. So yeah, the beer is good. The tacos are amazing. So yeah, I'm not kidding when I say the title of this video, stuffed full of tacos and beer. I went out for dinner someplace around here, and I started off by ordering 2 tacos and a quesadilla, like two different types of tacos and a quesadilla, and a beer, and some guacamole, which comes with some tortilla chips. And I was like, okay. I cleared that out, except the guacamole. And then I ordered another 3 tacos. Actually, that order was supposed to be 3 different tacos. I think they screwed up and gave me 2. They didn't give me one that I was supposed to have and gave me 2 of the same, but whatever. And then I just loaded a bunch of Nepali. Nepales are cactus. So I've learned that. Nepales are cactus, little green strips of cactus that they cook up. So Nepali, potatoes, onions, of course, salsa verde, which is a green salsa. What's the red salsa called? Salsa ro. I can't remember. I'm blank. Roja, something. Anyways, different salsas. So then I powered down 3 more tacos, and then finished all the guacamole and taco chips or tortilla chips. Had one, I can't remember, a few beers. Salsa red, exactly fits. Why make it difficult on myself? Try. What do you call salsa red? Salsa green is salsa verde. Salsa red. We'll just call it salsa red. That's easier. Way easier. Yeah, Jason, it was delicious. Muy bueno, for sure. So far, knock on wood, I haven't had any stomach trouble because the dinner I just had was not street food. That was a restaurant, like whatever, restaurant. But I have been eating street food, like from a couple of just stalls right on the street, but also like in another neighborhood called Cayoacan. They have street food market. So I mean, it's basically street food, but they're all just put into like one big area undercover, and so good. But yeah, I haven't had stomach trouble yet. Hopefully it'll stay that way. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so stuff full of tacos and beer. We're talking earthquakes, travel in general. Yeah, we've kind of touched all the topics so far. Yeah, so I've definitely been exploring around the city. I've got more exploring to do as well before I go. So there's going to be, like, I've been doing vlogs with my little vloggy camera thing. It's got such this ghetto fix up here, an elastic band and a piece of foam that I cut and just strapped it on here. It looks so ghetto, and the little cheap tripod or a little selfie stick that goes into the tripod. But anyways, this ghetto setup is the two microphones. The two microphones are right here. And the problem is if there's any wind at all, then the wind just overpowers the audio, which is a downfall of this camera. But people with this camera, I've discovered, I learned, the way they fix that is this cheap hack. You get a little piece of foam, you get an elastic band, you strap it on. That's what she said. That's a little stupid tourist reference there. And it blocks like 90% of the wind, and the audio still comes through like just the same as without it, as far as I can tell. So anybody with this camera, you'll usually see them with something similar, like hacked on, either taped up around or elastic band strapped around. They usually have something like this. So I've been carrying this thing around all over the place. Yes, okay, yeah, you got that one. All right, okay, I see you both got that one. Thanks. Hey, Sunil Leo. Hey, how's it going, man? Right on. Yes, it is a great hack. Yeah, Harold does that with this camera as well. Yeah, a lot of guys do that with this camera because it. I guess people quickly realize that the camera is great for vlogging, but no good if there's any wind. So that's the hack. This hack probably cost me. I mean, I cut this piece of foam out of a bigger piece of foam. This hack probably cost me 2 cents, 2 pennies, maybe even 1 penny. And it's night and day. Like it makes it from not usable if there's any wind to completely perfect. Well, not perfect, but really very usable. So we've got 5 people in the chat. We've only got 3 thumbs up. Okay, who are the suspect non-thumbs up hitter people? Come on. Anyways, I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. You don't have to hit the thumbs up. You can hit the thumbs down if you want, but it doesn't make me sad. What are you up to, Sunil? What's shaking in your land? I know you've been you're always on the go with your projects and whatnot, which is such an awesome thing. Let's see. How much for the camera? The camera was about. Actually, in Canadian, it's kind of expensive. It's actually more expensive than a GoPro. But the thing I like about this better than the GoPro is the sound is better. The audio is way better than GoPro. The thing that this can't do is this cannot go underwater like a GoPro. But it was under $500 because actually it was on sale. And then I got it from Amazon. Amazon even gave me a $30 or $50 credit because I sent them a message and I took a picture of this. When this came in the box, it was like the Sony box was this big, and it came in an Amazon box that was this big with no padding, no peanuts. Amazon usually puts those air bubble things in there. Didn't do anything with it. So it was in the box bouncing around. So I kind of complained and they're like, oh, we're sorry. As long as it still works, or check it out, make sure everything's okay. Here's a $50 credit. So it made it actually a good deal. Sunil, thanks, man. 4 thumbs up. Thanks, buddy. Oh, Sunil, did you meet up with Harold? You met up with Harold in Wyoming and South Dakota? Awesome. I know he's already back in, I think he's in London now or something. But that's awesome that you met up with him. All right, we'll look forward to that video. Yeah, Jason, was the ouch to the cost of the camera? Yeah, it's a bit of a hit, especially when you spend $500 on it, but then you need a 2-penny fix to really make it usable. Actually, honestly, you need this or something like this to make it usable for vlogging. So you need a 2-penny fix. Oh, I saw a comment from Fitz. Hold on. Yeah, they don't make pennies anymore, so you have to round it to a nickel. Okay, so this is a nickel. This is a 5-cent hack. So you spend $500 on the camera, but to make it actually usable for real, for actual vlogging in the real world, when you can't stop, can't be controlled in the wind, you need a 5-cent hack to make it work, which is kind of lame, but whatever. And I think they've discontinued this, and I don't know if they're replacing it. So if I break this, lose it, have it get stolen or something, might not be able to buy it anymore. Same with all the guys that use this, Harold and Bankrupt, all those guys that use that camera, they may not be able to get it anymore if they need to replace it. So people might be forced to go to GoPro, which is okay. But 2 thumbs up from Fitzy82. 82. Yeah, it does look familiar. Yeah, it's interesting. It's not the reason why I got this camera. I was kind of looking into the GoPros, but because I like the idea of the GoPro going underwater, but the main thing that I found with the Sony is the audio. The audio is way better than the GoPro, but that's because the GoPro, because it goes underwater without a case, the GoPro, I think, must have a thin rubber membrane over the microphones so that it goes underwater and doesn't kill the microphones. So they must have a thin membrane over the microphones of the GoPro. But what that does, it can go underwater with it. Oh, did my lighting just go weird? You can go underwater with it, but it does impact the audio when you're just out of the water, doing normal stuff. It affects the audio. So the Sony has way better audio, which is why I like it. Right. Sunil, Harold, and I drove from South Dakota to Wyoming to Colorado to Oklahoma to Kansas to Tennessee. Holy crikey, you did a whole road trip with them. Wow. Awesome. That's amazing. Well, if he ever gets up this way, I'll take him up into the woods, or I can take him up into the woods. Show him some of Canada land. We got 7 people in the chat. Hey, if you're out there, say hello. Chime in. Tell me where you're from. Do I know you? Do I not know you? Are you new to the channel? Have I seen you before? We got 8 people in the chat. Holy smokes, look at this. Anyways, yeah, so we've been talking tacos, beer, Mexico City, earthquakes. I filled up on tacos and beer. I've already had my fill of earthquakes. The other day, I went through the earthquakes. There was I just put a video up on my channel yesterday about my experience in the earthquake here in Mexico City. Yes, Sunil, I'm in Mexico. I'm in Mexico City. I'm in Mexico City right now. Yeah, I agree, Jason. That's awesome that Sunil did a whole multi-state road trip with Harold. That's pretty sweet. Oh, hey, I know. We got somebody from Thailand. I know who you are. Hi. Saudi Cub to Thailand. Hey, there's the stupid tourist. There he is. How's it going, man? How's New York? Stupid tourist is in New York City right now. Hey, we got Saria 19. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing that name. Saria 19. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for coming on. Nikki, hi. I know you. How's it going? Thanks for popping on. Oh, I can't read Thai. Come on, you know that. There we go. Saudi Cub, Nikki. Jason, yeah, I think tourist is still in New York. But yeah. So yeah, we're just talking tacos, beer, Mexico City, earthquakes. I said beers. I think I said beard. I don't know. We can talk beard too. Beard and beers. We can talk all of them. They're kind of the same word, just with an extra letter on the end, sort of. And yeah, so I filled up on tacos and beer before I started this live chat. One taco, a quesadilla. Ate all that, ordered 3 more tacos, ate all that, had guacamole, tortilla chips. The food here in Mexico City is so amazing, so good. It's just, and I was saying earlier, I haven't had any stomach problems. So the stomach has been good. The food is good. The weather's been pretty good. It rains kind of sometimes in the afternoon, evenings, but mostly the daytime is pretty nice. Apparently that's typical for Mexico this is the rainy season. But basically from the morning to like 3 or 4 p.m. is almost always nice. And then it starts to rain after that usually. So it's fine because you just have to get up in the morning. You have to get up in the morning and then go do your stuff. And you can get all the stuff you need to get done through the day before the rain starts, basically. Tourists, my dinner would take me 3 days to finish. Well, the thing is I don't eat breakfast. This whole trip, I basically don't eat breakfast. And sometimes I don't even eat lunch, or I don't eat breakfast and I only eat lunch and I don't eat dinner, because the lunch really is like a marathon of eating street food, tostadas, enchiladas, quesadillas, tortillas, tacos, and everything. So I'm kind of only eating 1 or maybe 1.5 meals per day. So yeah. Well, actually, yeah, the portions are pretty big, but sometimes when you get the tacos, tourists, like some of the places, they're actually like just really small, like taster tacos, taster tacos. So you can, so you can have like several of them. The ones I had today were a pretty good size. And then I loaded a bunch of stuff like nopales. Nopales is cactus, onions, papas. Papas is potatoes. Guacamole and salsa, and you just load it all in there and just go to town. It was amazing. What else? What kind of beer is good with taco? I've mostly just been drinking the Mexican beer. So I've just been drinking like the Dos Equis beer and Modelo beer. So Modelo is like an amber beer. The Dos Equis is kind of a lager, which is a little bit lighter. But really, any of the kind of standard kind of lagers, go great with tacos. I wouldn't want a fancy beer. There's like fancy beers or really dark beers or stout beers or craft beers, which I love. But if I'm in Mexico eating real deal tacos, I don't want a fancy beer. I don't want a craft beer. I don't want a Guinness. I want just a typical beer. That was what works perfectly with the tacos here, I would say, because you get all the flavor in the taco, and the beer is just like a crisp, little refreshing kind of wash it down. So I don't need a super fancy beer. I don't need a beer that has a really strong flavor of some type, because I'm getting all my flavor from the tacos. That's where I want my flavor from. Hope that makes sense. Mexican street food greater than New York City street food. Agreed. I've been to New York, and I guess the best street food I had in New York was those. You've probably seen them, tourists. You've probably seen them. Those stands that sell the nuts. They're like nuts for nuts or something. They have like the hot roasted nuts. I can't believe I said the word nuts so many times in such a short period of time. Anyways, the roasted nuts around New York Times Square, those are really tasty, but that's just a snack. Oh, Jason the Mason, you're heading out. Awesome. Well, you have a good night, Jason the Mason. I really appreciate you stopping by. Nuts for nuts. That's it. You're right, tourist. Nuts for nuts. I was right. Nuts for nuts. I swear I just said nuts like 90 times in the last 60 seconds. How are things in Thailand? If any of my Thailand people are still there. All right. I think Fitzy might have taken off, and Sunil. Not sure if you guys are still there. Sunil, what's your home state? Isn't it Minneapolis, Minnesota? I can't remember, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sunil Leo. Tourist, I know your home state. Wink. Okay, Sunil, Minnesota. I was right with my second remark. Jason the Mason. Oh, he said all beer goes good with tacos. Yes, pretty much. But I still stand by my previous comments. Yeah, you haven't seen me take one sip yet. Yeah, I don't have any with me in the hotel. I kind of, like I said, I had my fill with along with my tacos. So I didn't quite match, a beer for taco, because I had taco, quesadilla, taco. So I didn't quite match, beer for taco. But I had a few. So I don't have any. The only thing I have here is just like lots of water. I find during the day, if I'm out and about, I don't drink enough water. So then I always try to have water at my room. So when I come back, I just like chug down water to kind of rehydrate. Sunil, can you move to Indiana just last month? Okay. Okay, so it was Minnesota, but you actually now are in Indiana. Okay. How do you like it there? Did you move there for work or family stuff? I mean, you don't have to tell me. Not my business, just making conversation. Snap. The other thing that's going on here in Mexico City is it's Mexico's Independence Day. Oh, we got someone else in the chat. Hello and welcome. Say hi. Pop a comment in there for me to see. Yeah, so Mexico's Independence Day is coming up in 2 days or 3 days. September 15th or September 16th. So one of the areas that I wanted to walk around but I wanted to walk around in is the Zocalo area here I'm in the central Mexico City, central historical Mexico City, but it's all blocked off around there because they're preparing they do a big military parade. So they do a big military parade, and part of it passes through Zocalo. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation, Zocalo. And so unfortunately, I couldn't walk into the famous big Zocalo Square because it's all barricaded off by police and military, just because they're preparing the route that the parade is going to go through the city center, basically. So yeah, so that was a bit unfortunate, but it's okay. They have lots of decorations up. Hey, we got some more people in the chat. How you doing? Say hi. Tell me where you're from. Yeah, I'm safe. Thanks. Thank you very much for that comment. Yeah, I'm good. I'm safe. The earthquake was scary. The earthquake was scary for sure. I had never experienced an earthquake that big before, but it was, but I'm good now. I was kind of freaked out for a couple of days, but then just got to move on and just kind of carry on and don't let it kind of affect the rest of my time here. So I'm just moving on and having fun. But like I said, I've got a video up on my channel that I put up yesterday about my experience with the earthquake, with footage from right after the earthquake and evacuating the building, all the people outside, talking with people outside. And yeah, so you feel free to check that out. We've got 10 people in the chat and we've got 5 thumbs up. So someone's being delinquent. Anyways, I just bug people about hitting that thumbs up. You can hit the thumbs down if you want as well. Oh, stupid tourist, I forgot to mention, if you're still there. I did throw out early in the chat before you joined. Jason the Mason was there. Fitzy was there. I did throw out that's what she said. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It just, the opportunity was there. And it's like in volleyball, in volleyball, there's a setter and the spike and the spiker, the setter and the spiker. So someone sets the ball and then the next person comes down and spikes it home. So that happened. Something was said. It was like a set, and I spiked it home with a that's what she said. I know, tourists. I know, yeah, Michael Scott from The Office. Fitzy knows The Office, I think. I think Fitzy was a fan of The Office. Yeah. There's no like ownership of it, but I enjoy your usage of it. So I try to let that be your thing. Yeah, The Office is a great show. Michael Scott, classic. Da, 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 da. Yeah, so I've still got more time to explore. I've been doing a variety of things. Like I need a catchphrase. Yeah, I'll come back to that one. But I've been doing a variety of things, just really trying to hit a bunch of different aspects, like whether it's some cultural stuff, historical stuff, food, drink, people, talking with locals, exploring, different neighborhoods. Neighborhoods usually, like anywhere, neighborhoods range from like nicer neighborhoods to less nice neighborhoods. So I try to see some of that. So that'll all be coming in from stuff I've already got filmed, stuff I'm still going to film. So that'll be all coming up as we go forward. So even though that first video I put out yesterday was about the earthquake, that was not the intention of my trip, obviously. I mean, the intention was to get a bunch of fun, entertaining, interesting vlogs and filming content. So all that will be coming, stay tuned and look for those videos coming up. Okay, so tourist, do I need a catchphrase? Yes, I need a catchphrase. It's on like Donkey Kong? No. No, I don't know about that. although that's a good one. Nice. Oh, the other thing. Oh, tourist, you would be right at home here. You know why? You know why, tourist, you'd be right at home, Mr. Stupid Tourist? Because the sound of sirens is never ending. Never ending sirens. Police, ambulance. You would just drift off to sleep, just like you're in your bed at home, tourist. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. You'd probably wake up still thinking you're at home. Which place in Mexico would you recommend if someone wants to travel there? Okay, that's a great question. So it depends. You have to know firsthand what kind of trip do you want. Do you want a more relaxing, kind of like leisure, kind of sunshine and beach, sunshine and ocean? Like if you want that kind of trip, then you can narrow down which part of Mexico you want to go to. Like you have the classic resort things like, Acapulco and Cancun and other ones like that. So if you want that type of trip, then you gotta look into those places. So I haven't been to those places. I haven't been to Cancun or Acapulco, which is where probably most people go, because most people like to go to the beach or resorts in Mexico. I mean, I'm just guessing. If you want more of kind of like the experience, the city, like just the unique aspect to the city, then you got to hit Mexico City. So Mexico City, where I am now, I mean, there is an element of danger in Mexico City for sure, in Mexico in general, but Mexico City before the pandemic was one of the busiest tourist spots in the world, I believe. Like millions and millions of tourists come to Mexico City every year, normally, pre-pandemic. And it'll probably get back there eventually. So if you want beach, sun, leisure, then you got to look at one of the resort cities. Although there's other places that you can do that aren't resorts, but you have to be maybe more, you have to be a seasoned, little more adventurous, independent traveler. The good thing about resorts is it's just all there. It's easy. You don't have to think about it. You just enjoy it. And that's great as well. But I recommend Mexico City as well to experience that. Even if someone came to Mexico City just for a few days, and then a lot of people come here for a few days and then they jet off to Cancun or something. So a lot of people do that. Who else is out there? If anybody's out there that hasn't said hello, please say hello in the chat and I will say hello back. It's that simple. It's not complicated. You say hi, I'll say hi. You're very welcome for that information. I will send you an invoice in the mail for my travel consultation fee, okay? Just kidding, of course. Tourist, how are you doing with your filming over there? Oh, he's gone quiet. It's all good. Oh, there he is. Yeah, getting a few videos. Right on. Right on. Awesome. And you said that you're going to go somewhere else after, but I think you're coming home first and then go. Oh, here's a question for people. So people that have been to the channel before, I've changed the name of the channel. So obviously, I'm from Canada, so the channel was Maniac Canadian, but since I've gone international now, I feel like I got to make the name international. So we're going Maniacs World as the channel name. Input. Is that a good name? or a bad name. I don't know if I'm buffering. From my side, what I see, it appears to be working, but I'm using the hotel Wi-Fi, so their upload speed wasn't super good. So hopefully it's coming through okay. Zoom, zoom, zoom. I wonder if I can pull it up, see up on my phone and see how my stream is doing on my phone. Let's see. I'm just going to watch it on here just to see if it's buffering or not. Okay. So you've mostly been in Times Square where the action is. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Has anybody else? Yeah, we did. We ditched the word Canada. You know, I kind of thought it was fun. I liked it, especially because I was doing stuff in Canada at first. But I just felt like I feel like having the name Canada in my name kind of maybe limits. It's kind of limiting if I'm actually going around the world, right? So I was. We should read. We both this. Yeah. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. So I had two options I was thinking of, and maybe the other option is better. So I was gonna go either from Maniac Canadian, the old name. I was gonna go either Maniac International or Maniacs World. So Maniac International, Maniacs World. I chose Maniacs World. It's shorter, so I think it's more succinct, even though it's still two words. But I don't know. I can still change it, but I'll live with it for a while and see how I take to it. Da-da-da. Who in the chat has been to Mexico before? Fitzy, you like international? I like that one too. I do. I almost was going to go with that, Maniac International, but it was close. It was close. I just leaned a little bit to Maniac's World, so I just kind of went with that. All right, right on, tourist. Thanks for the support on the name change. And okay, if anybody's like a real grammar person, now normally I am in a professional setting, but technically I believe the word maniacs, it should have an apostrophe. And it should be apostrophe S. But I decided just to skip the apostrophe, forget about grammar. I just think it looks better without the apostrophe, just maniacs, no apostrophe. Okay, so we you see the square. So you're probably talking about the Zocalo Square. Yeah, so that's the square that I went to, but I don't know if you were there when I was talking about it. You can't go into the square and walk around right now, unfortunately, because they blocked it all off. They barricaded the whole square. It's all blocked off because it's Mexico's Independence Day coming up in a few days, and there's a big military parade that passes through. So they've blocked off the whole Zocalo Square to create the route for the parade that's going to happen in a few days. So unfortunately, couldn't get into there. I just had to kind of circumnavigate. Yeah, I've got some vocab. Anyways, I'm just being an idiot. Yeah, so I just kind of circumnavigate the periphery of the square. I mean, I could have jumped to the barricade and gone in there, but that probably would not have ended well. That would definitely not have ended well. You had a 23-hour layover on your way to Brazil. Square-arcade. Yes, barricade of the square is a square-arcade. I agree. I like that. That's good. Okay, so you had a layover. So you just basically popped into downtown, toured around the square, probably ate some street food, and then back to the airport, I guess. Da-da-da. Fitzy says, yes, you are. Oh, I'm feeling like stupid tourist where I forget what the chat was about. Sorry, bro. I love you. I'm just messing with you. But actually, I really do forget what that chat was referring to. Damn it. Sorry, Fitz. I must have said something and then you concurred. Yes, you are. I'll tell you one thing. I've never seen Stupid Tourist drink water on his live stream. Did I just use the word periphery in a sentence? Indeed, I did. Indeed, I did. I used the word circumnavigate and periphery. And I think I even used them both in the same sentence. Yeah, Fitz. Yeah, you're right regarding the spelling, the apostrophe. Yeah. Yeah, it's all good. Thanks, man. Da-da-da. So yeah, I use the word periphery. Going around the periphery, I'm circumnavigating the periphery of the circumference, following the radius over to the diameter of the square. Now, is it actually a square, or is it more of a tilted square, which is called a rhomboid, a rhombus, or an uneven square, which is called a trapezoid, or a square with only 3 sides? Well, that's not a square. Yes, there's water in beer. Good point. Good point. So I was in error to state such a thing, that you don't drink water during your live streams. You certainly do. It just comes with all the other stuff. Hops, barley, malt, whatever, in the lovely aluminum container, yay big. Or if you go for the tall can, yay big, like that. Oh, Fitzy, there your parallelogram. Holy smokes. Okay, you just blew my shapes out of the water. Well done, Fitzy, well done. Parallelogram. That's a cool word. Say that, parallelogram. Say that fast. That's a parallelogram. You are all about parallelograms. Who isn't? Everybody should be about parallelograms. Absolutely. Okay, Fitz is the man now, throwing out the parallelogram there. Damn. I don't think I can follow that up. What else is there? Anybody who's not on board with the parallelogram should get on board with the parallelogram. I almost screwed it up. I should include parallelogram in my catchphrase. Oh yeah. Yeah, I could. Yeah. That'd be a good idea. Well, if you can come up with something, I'll consider it. Yeah. Anybody else in the chat from Mexico? I wonder if there's any local Mexicans lurking in the chat. That'd be amazing. Please come and say hola. If you are there, I just want to say that your city is awesome and the people have been awesome. So I've been really enjoying meeting and talking with the people here in Mexico City. Tons of it are going to be in the videos that will be coming up. And it's like, well, except for the earthquake, we're not counting the earthquake, but everything post earthquake, I'd say 99% good, like 99% good experience and stuff like that. So I'm really been enjoying my time here for sure. So, and I'm not just saying that based on the faint possibility that there might be a local from Mexico in the chat here. I'm not. It's actually true. But if you are there, then, cool. Da, 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 da. Parallelogram. What else is going on? So, the other thing, so traveling to Mexico. So if anybody is considering traveling to Mexico, you probably know that obviously one of the reasons why I decided to come here is that you do not have to quarantine when you arrive in Mexico, because that's a huge hindrance to travel, which is why there's, people are really limited to the places that they can go. Because if you have to go and you have to quarantine as soon as you arrive for 10 or 14 or even longer, there goes half, most of, or half, or even most of your vacation right there, stuck in quarantine. So that's one of the reasons why I chose to come to Mexico. Now, when I go back to Canada, then I'll have no choice, but I'll have to get a COVID test here in Mexico before I go back to Canada, or they won't let me on the plane, and it'll be a long walk if I don't take a plane. So it's not ideal. It's less than ideal, just the whole travel situation around the world right now. But I hadn't traveled in a long time, so I just felt like it was something I needed to do. And hopefully by the time this trip is over and I start thinking about another trip, hopefully just things around the world are starting to ease up on the restrictions as far as quarantines for travelers and those kind of things. Because I want to get up and out there more, but after this, I'll have to be home for a little while. That's the way it goes. Fitzy, do you have a catchphrase for yourself? You should have one too. Everybody should have one. Actually, everybody should have a catchphrase. Doesn't matter if you do videos or anything, doesn't matter. You should have a catchphrase. A catchphrase and a theme song, like a soundtrack, so that like when you're going somewhere, you enter a room of wherever you're going. Number one, actually no, the theme music starts first. As you have your own theme song that starts as you approach into the room of wherever you're going. And then the theme music, it fades down, and then you say your catchphrase. And everybody should have the theme song and their catchphrase. And whenever they go to any sort of event or anything, that's what happens. So, and then if you know the person, you'll know that you'll hear their theme music before they enter the room or the building or whatever. You'll hear the theme music. There it is. That's Fitz. Fitz is almost here. That's his music. And then he appears. The music comes down. Fitz utters his catchphrase. And then everybody goes back about their business. Although now I see that your catchphrase is "check, please." Well, that usually indicates you're about finished your evening and about to depart. So you could have your catchphrase. Then you need some departure music. Then it's like "check, please," and then some departure soundtrack as you mosey, off into the sunset. I like that. How about this one? See if anybody gets this one. Cut it out. That's a bit obscure. All right. How are we doing here? We got 6 of you in the chat. Not bad. A lot better than my last live stream. Hey, Fitzy. Yes, sir. Full house. Yeah. Bob Saget. Or was that was Bob Saget, or was that the not Uncle Jesse? Uncle Jesse and Bob Saget. Then there's the other guy. Yeah, that's it. Dan Coultier. Coultier. That's right. Yeah, that was his phrase, right? Cut it out. Oh, classic. So I talked a little bit about the weather. So if you're considering coming to Mexico City, Yes, he was a comedian. You're right. He was. Mexico City, they'll say that this is the rainy season right now, but as I mentioned before, it's still a good time to come here because almost every day, even in the rainy season, it's nice from the morning till like mid to late afternoon, almost every time. And then it might have some showers after that. It's kind of the pattern. So it's like this rotational cycle, I guess. But that's typically how it goes. And so far, that's been the case. That has been the case for me. Is the morning and daytimes have been great, and then it maybe rains a bit later on. But yeah, if you want no chance of rain at all, then you have to come here in November, December, January, basically. Weren't they going to do a reboot of Full House, or did they do that, or were they talking about doing that? That I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they should do that, but. Oh, we got it. Someone just joined. Tell me where you're from. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? Are you in Mexico? Are you in Canada? Are you in the United States of America? Or perhaps the UK? Or maybe somewhere in Asia? Aunt Becky got arrested, remember? Let me think about that. I don't remember. I feel like I remember vaguely something about Aunt Becky getting arrested. One thing I do not want to do is get arrested here in Mexico, because that could be a bit of a crap show for sure. From what I've heard, hasn't happened to me. Look at, we got this Full House fans. We got Full House fans in the house here. That's impressive. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the college bribing the kids thing. That's right. Naughty, naughty. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, getting arrested in Mexico. Yeah, I've heard horror stories about that. Either they might make up some charges for tourists. I mean, they probably deal with the locals that way too, for all I know. So it might not just be a tourist thing, although obviously tourists get targeted. But that's not just Mexico. That happens in other countries around the world. So it's not a Mexico only thing. That stuff happens in Thailand and Vietnam and yeah, all around the world that kind of thing happens. So it's always something as a tourist you have to kind of be mindful about, I would say. We got 7 peeps in the chat. If you have not already said hello, please do. Please pop on. Tell me where you're from. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. If you're brand new, thank you for coming here. COVID restrictions. Yes, there are here, and they're pretty good about it. But it's not so restricted that you can't basically go about and, for the most part, do what you want to do, which is really great. So, for example, I believe you're supposed to wear a mask at any indoor place, except if you're eating and drinking, of course. Hey, Nikki, is that a ghost with a carrot? I'm trying to figure out what that emoji is. A yellow ghost with holding a carrot? Anyways, you have to hold a carrot, Jesus. So yeah, you have to wear a mask indoors. And then I think they even recommend wearing masks outdoors, but it's not required. That being said, I think 90% of people outside, just walking around outside, are wearing masks here. So, I do sometimes and don't other times. Obviously, if it's a really crowded space or if I'm going inside or whatever, I do. I want to be respectful, of course. And then I think other restrictions are, I think they do. So basically, they're just encouraging mask wear. They're encouraging social distancing, which, basically isn't really happening. Like, there's too many people. Like, just people are doing what they're doing. And I think they have some capacity restrictions, maybe, but it hasn't been something that's been noticeable or that I've noticed that's affected anything, like restaurants or whatever. Markets, markets are markets. Markets are full of people, and that hasn't changed. They just, most people are wearing masks. Markets are markets. Street food areas, the parks are, full of people. So those, I guess those are the kind of restrictions that are in place. But, they do tons of, actually, that reminds me. So a lot of places, when you go into a store or something, they'll temperature scan you. They'll check your temperature on your wrist or your forehead. So they'll check temperatures. And a lot of places will have somebody there, like, trying to give you sanitizer for your hands when you come into places. So I think they're being pretty good about it. I think Mexico gets a little bit of a bad rap, for the pandemic kind of spreading or whatever, but I think they're being quite good about it as far as I can tell. And their vaccination numbers are going up pretty high. So I think they might even be doing better than some other countries. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Pudalada, with your little icons. Anybody that hasn't been to Mexico, planning to come to Mexico, or would like to come to Mexico someday, maybe after the whole, Rona thing is died down. If you are planning or thinking of it, I talked a little bit before about, what might be good places to go depending on what type of travel you're looking for. But in general, I definitely recommend it. I highly recommend it. The only thing, obviously, you have to take some precautions. So, for example, you don't want to do a ton at night. Hey, Dee Quinny. Hi there. Thanks for joining. Good to see you. We've just been talking tacos, beer, Mexico City, earthquakes, travel, catchphrases, Full House TV show, and a bunch of other stuff. But yeah, so definitely recommend and encourage people to come to Mexico City, whether they want to come now or they want to wait a little bit till things, calm down more. But you do have to, I think it is a safe city, I think, but at the same time, there is some reality to some of the reputation that it has for having some unsafe elements or aspects to the city. Is that just, you don't really want to go around late at night, especially on your own, unless there's a few neighborhoods. There's a few neighborhoods in Mexico City where you can walk around at night and you'll generally be fine. But just as a general rule, people recommend to not go around at night on your own, or even in a group. But if it's late at night, just because it's just being prudent, I guess you could say. But other than that, in the daytime, I've been walking around all over the place, good neighborhoods, not so good neighborhoods, and I haven't had any trouble. Obviously, you have to keep your wits about yourself. You have to stay alert. You don't want to be walking around looking like a tourist. If you're looking like a stupid tourist, it's no problem, because stupid tourist knows what's up. But you don't want to look like this obvious tourist, like looking at a map or looking at your phone and looking around like you're lost. Like, oh, where am I? Where am I going? How do I get to where I'm going? I'm a clueless tourist. Like, I'm just bringing attention to myself. Come rob me or come try to scam me. I mean, unless you're doing that on purpose for a desired outcome. But yeah, as long as you keep your wits about yourself, you stay alert. You, especially if you're in a little bit of a less nice neighborhood, you need to walk with purpose. You need to walk with confidence. You need to walk, you don't want to just lollygag. You don't want to linger. You need to already know where you're going and then just walk there like you know what's up. Like you got to walk there like you've walked there 100 times, because then, people generally, they're not going to, notice you as much. That being said, of course, I stand out in Mexico because I'm well over 6 feet tall and lighter skin. So there's I can't blend in anyway, regardless. But still, that's some of my sage travel advice, which is useful for any travel anywhere, basically. Dee Quinny, what time is it where you are at? Because over here, it's just after 9 p.m. I think this is Mexico City is Central Time. So you're just up past 8 p.m. So you're an hour before. So where I'm from in West Coast Canada, we're on Pacific time, and here in Mexico City are two hours ahead, which is Central Time. Eastern Time is another hour ahead. So 8:07 is like, what's that, mountain? Is that mountain time? I don't even know. Fitz, I have to get running. Good to see you. Keep safe and fun. Looking forward to seeing your latest. Thanks, Fitzy82. I really appreciate you stopping by, man. It's good to chat with you. Take it easy, buddy. So Dee Quinny, if you're at 8:07, well, actually, I was going to ask where you are, but I don't want you don't have to reveal anything more than what you want to. So don't worry about that. Let's see. Tourist is going to be, he's going to be at 10:07 right now because he's an hour ahead of me. And Sunil, I think Sunil is taken off. We still got 4 people in the chat. Good to see. So Didi, have you been to Mexico before? Am I even pronouncing that right? Didi, or is it Day? I don't know. But yeah, have you been to Mexico before? Okay. Don't ask you anything right now. Okay. All right, Didi. It's pronounced Didi, so I had it right. The first time. Okay, thank God. Whew. Thank God. Okay, I won't ask you anything, any challenging questions, because tourist knows how that feels. I did ask you one question though. Have you been to Mexico before? I think you can answer that. Oh, you did answer. Okay, sorry. See, I'm slow. I'm behind in the chat. Okay, but no, I have never left Canada. You've never left Canada. Okay, if you were to finally leave Canada, where would it be? Or where would you like it to be? Or where would it more practically end up being? That's a question for you. And see, you told me not to ask you questions, and now I'm asking you questions. Ah, crikey. You've traveled all across Canada? Okay, Sweden. Good choice, Sweden. Good choice. I've never been there, but I would like to go. I'd like to go to Sweden someday. In fact, I almost went to Sweden back in May of 2020, but you know what happened there. So the travel got screwed up. But back in May of 2020, I was almost going to go to Sweden to go to a music festival, a music festival in Sweden. It's like a multi-day thing. And you might think, why would you go all the way to Sweden for a music festival? Why not? Why not? So yeah, good choice, Sweden. I'd like to go there. So you've traveled all across Canada. So have I. I've done that also, and it's amazing. It is amazing to go all across Canada. Like the country is so huge that you see so many different things and so many different landscapes and everything as you're going from west to east or east to west or south to north. South to north. Many years ago, I went all across Canada, west to east and back with a buddy of mine. And then many years after that, and then just a couple of years ago, that same buddy of mine, we went from south to north to the northern tip of Canada, right to the Arctic Ocean. In fact, jumped in the Arctic Ocean, had a quick dunk, not for long because it was freaking freezing. But yeah, so that's awesome that you have done that. That would have been so exciting. What's that? Oh, a music festival in Sweden. I agree. That's why I was planning to do it. And then luckily, I had not bought my tickets yet. And then everything in the world went crazy with the Rona. So I had not bought my tickets yet, but I was like getting ready to buy them soon. When everything started going down, so then I hesitated. But hopefully it's something I'll do. I'll like to get there and maybe do that music festival. You love PEI. Oh, you stayed there for 3 years. Wow. So yeah, so when I did that cross Canada trip, we went to Prince Edward Island, and I think we were only there for a day, but really interesting, you know. And the funny thing that one thing that happened is my friend was driving the truck that we were driving, and I feel bad. Still to this day, it was years ago, but still to this day, I feel bad for this one, whoever owned this house, because we tried to turn around, tried to back into their driveway to turn around to go the other way, and unfortunately, my friend misjudged the edge of the driveway, and he dropped the back wheel of the truck down off the side of the driveway into the grass. There's a little, what do you call it? A little dip in grass at the beginning and then into their front lawn. And unfortunately, in trying to get out, the tire kind of tore up, a little section of the grass. And it was really hard to get out because if you know PEI, you probably know the soil there, the dirt, the soil is that clay, kind of reddish, orangish, brownish clay type of dirt. So it was super slippery. So we definitely had trouble getting out. But then some locals came around and stopped, wondering what these idiots from British Columbia were doing, stuck in someone's front yard, spinning their tires. They helped us get out, and they offered us fish that they caught that day, and it was amazing. So that's my Prince Edward Island story. Oh, we're down to 3. We're down to 3 in the chat. Maybe that's a sign. I'm still enjoying chatting with you guys, though. DD, I'm glad you popped on. So let's see, what have you missed, DD? So I was talking about, so I was here in Mexico for the earthquake, and I just put a video up on my channel yesterday about my experience in the earthquake. So you can check that out if you get a chance, DD. DD, you have to run, so sorry. Be right back. No problem, DD. Got to do what you got to do. And if you come back, that's awesome too. Happy to have anybody that joins in. That's what she said. Sorry, stupid tourist. I did it again. But it was right there. It just happens. Now I understand, how you roll, because those things just come out. It's like the flow. It's like the quantum flow of energy just spouting from the brain, into the tongue and then out the mouth, and then that stuff happens. All right, we are down to 3. So just to recap: tacos, beer, Mexico City, earthquakes, Full House, catchphrases, travel in general. Yeah, we had a good range of topics going on today. We had a good group of people stopping by the chat. We had people from Thailand, people from New York, people from the US, people from Canada. I wonder if anybody from Mexico actually hopped on here at all. I hope so. That would be really cool if that happened. But maybe I will start to wind her down. We're about an hour and 45 minutes. That's a pretty good run. I can't see how I haven't done on my channel. I can't see how I could do a 4-hour live stream, but I know some people are really good at that kind of stuff. So props to them, kudos to them. But yeah, unless anybody has any last words, any more questions or comments or just random stuff that they want to say, let's say speak now or forever hold your peace, as they say. It could be on the topics that we talked about. It could be on a different topic. It could be on a new topic. You could make up your own topic, although that's the same as different and new. Different, new, make up your own. It's all kind of the same thing. All right. Well, I think we're going to have to do kind of a going once kind of deal, going twice kind of deal. I'm going to go 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. It'll make it an hour and 47 minutes. I think my first live stream was an hour and 47 minutes. So maybe that's the magic number. Maybe that is the magic number for my live streams, because the first one was an hour and 47. This one's going to be an hour and 47. Maybe that'll just be my thing. 1 hour, 47 minutes live streams. That's it. No shorter, no longer. Maybe it's a good thing. All right, we just hit an hour and 47 minutes. So I am going to bid you all adieu. Hasta luego. Adios. Thank you for everybody that joined in on the chat. I appreciate it. And, watch for my videos coming out on more Mexico vlogs and adventures and etc. And thanks again. Awesome. Take care, guys.